Are you caught in that mental tug of war, wanting to feel better but struggling to take that first step? Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Hahn, expert physical therapist and former U.S. national team athlete. In this video, I will go over why it's so hard to decide to get help, especially for ongoing issues like chronic back pain, and what it takes to overcome it. Let's talk about the powerful force that might be keeping you from taking control of your health. It is called cognitive dissonance. This inner conflict isn't just in your head. It's a real, powerful reason that can keep you from seeking the care that you need. If you think about your current situation, there is a constant battle between wanting relief and avoiding the commitment. Here's how it often goes. You experience back pain, and it's uncomfortable, but not too bad. After a few days, it fades, and then you just move on. But maybe a few weeks or a few months later, it flares up again, this time a little bit worse. Yet, you convince yourself it'll go away just like it did before. This time, because it lingers, it impacts your daily life in ways you would have never imagined. Now, here's where cognitive dissonance kicks in. Part of you wants to fix it, but another part of you is weighing all the reasons not to. It'll take time, it'll require effort. What if it doesn't work? Or maybe you're thinking, do I ever want to go through all of that? This back and forth creates a mental struggle. In fact, studies show that 20 to 30% of people with chronic pain delay getting care for months or even years. They know that seeking help could benefit them, but the time, the energy, and the emotional costs feel like it's too much. This hesitation can keep you stuck in a painful loop. You're aware you need the change, but the doubts hold you back. Over time, this can lead to feelings of frustration or even self-blame. You know you should do something, but you don't. And that internal conflict actually intensifies the mental and emotional strain, along with the physical pain that you're experiencing. Here's what I've found. The moment we acknowledge the cognitive dissonance, we take its power away. When you stop judging yourself for hesitating and instead recognize that your hesitation is a common part of human nature, you free yourself to take action. Let me share the story of a patient of ours, Sarah, who struggled with this exact issue. Sarah is a busy professional in her early 40s, working long hours at her desk, often commuting and juggling work responsibilities with her family life. She's been experiencing lower back pain for a few years, on and off. At first, it would flare up after a particularly long day or a stressful week, but it always seemed to subside after a few days. Sarah told herself it wasn't serious and that she'd get through it just like she always had. She assumed her pain was just a minor inconvenience, a sign she needed to take it a little easier. But over time, things started to change. The pain began to linger longer, showing up more often and with more intensity. She noticed it not only after the long days, but on the weekends too, when she was trying to relax or spend time with her family. Soon, she was waking up stiff and sore, and even the simplest things, bending to pick up the groceries, standing in line, and even getting a good night's sleep, became a challenge. The pain started impacting her mood, her energy, and even her patience with her loved ones. She didn't feel like herself anymore. Even as things worsened, Sarah couldn't shake the belief that it was something she could manage on her own. She thought, I just need to tough it out, stretch a bit more, maybe change my office chair. But deep down, she started to feel that familiar conflict. The desire to seek help was growing, but the doubts held her back. Would it be worth the time? Would she get her results? Could she actually commit to showing up for physical therapy? This back and forth thinking continued for months. She would start to consider physical therapy, then dismiss the thought. All the while, her pain grew worse. She started noticing that she wasn't sleeping through the night. She was less focused at work, often irritable with her family, and no longer had the energy for the activities she once enjoyed. Finally, Sarah hit a breaking point. One evening, after a long day of pain, she had to miss out on her son's soccer game because she couldn't sit through the entire match. She realized that the pain was costing her more than she had acknowledged, and she decided it was time to make a change. When Sarah came in for her first session, she admitted feeling a mix of frustration and hope. As we talked, she opened up about her concerns and why she had waited so long. We began with a thorough assessment to understand not just the physical aspects of her pain, but the impact it was having on her overall quality of life. It was clear that she was mentally exhausted from the cycle of pain and avoidance. Once we started her treatment, Sarah was surprised by how quickly her body responded to the targeted exercises and the hands-on therapy. By the third or fourth session, she was already seeing small but significant improvements. Her pain levels were dropping and her mobility was returning. She wasn't waking up in pain every morning, and she found herself sleeping better, able to focus more at work, and even more present and patient with her family. Sarah told us that one of the biggest shifts was how she felt about herself. She no longer felt stuck or powerless. By taking that first step and finally addressing her pain, she experienced a huge sense of relief and regained her confidence. She said her only regret was not coming in sooner. She'd been waiting to feel ready, when in reality, she needed a nudge to realize that action was what would bring her relief. Sarah's journey is something I see all the time. So many people struggle with this same hesitation, torn between the desire to feel better and the mental roadblocks that hold them back. Her story shows us that cognitive dissonance is a natural human reaction, but it doesn't have to define our choices. By recognizing the conflict and making that first step, you can experience the same relief and improvement that Sarah did. If this sounds familiar, here's my challenge. Ask yourself, what is my pain really costing me? Think about that. Whether it's affecting your sleep, your work, or your relationships, remember that the hardest step is often just deciding to act. Here's 3 ways to get started. Number 1, schedule a consultation. Talking through your situation with a professional is often the easiest way to start. Number 2, commit to just 1 session. The first experience often shows you what's possible and can ease some of that inner resistance. Last but not least, number 3, follow this channel, which is full of health advice. Stay informed and motivated with health advice tailored for people just like you who are ready for relief. When you're ready, don't let cognitive dissonance hold you back. Recognize the inner struggle, honor it, and then take that first step. Your future self will thank you. Hey, if you found this video useful, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification for our latest tips coming to you every week. Share this video with your family and friends. It might just make their day a little bit better. I'll see you soon.